Some believe the left are incapable of being honest. But actually the inner ugliness of the leftist mind wants to be acknowledged, and so it will often reveal itself in one of three forms. 1. Projecting. 2. Gaffes, also known as Freudian slips, and 3. Boasting.
November 12, 2020 updated December 6, 2020 War on Press. When the American left was still just getting started, they openly described their own version of the Islamic tradition of taqiyya, a specific state of circumstances where lying and deception were permitted if not encouraged by the Quran, as lying for justice. The left draws many techniques and attitudes from Islam, so their clear and ongoing alliance is born of much common ground. Whereas it didn't require much adjustment for the average leftist to make lying more of a daily habit, the result of constant practice has ingrained this so deeply into the psyche of the leftist mind, that the pronouncement of any form of truth requires a special, conscious and typically uncomfortable effort. At a deeper level, even the darkest aspects of a human soul rather want to be acknowledged, and so the leftist mind will sometimes let loose with profound and truthful expressions that whatever public relations advocates in their social network might rather see them withhold. These micro-blurbs historically been described as Freudian slips, and are often dismissed by allies as gaffes and misspeaking.
Secondly, we're in a situation where we have put together, and you guys did it for our the President Obama's administration before this. We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
While many others of these revelations are packaged as projections, where they can simultaneously spill beans on an inner ugliness while assigning blame to an adversary. The more hardened Marxist minds will present these ugly truths about themselves without much concern for packaging, as they've developed a sick pride in getting away with something, and can also rely on their allies to cheer them on while they openly boast about horrible thoughts and even crimes freshly committed.
Why do you think this is so special? Why do you guys have it so special?
Well, for me, it's really special because now we have the first Black Asian female president in office, elected, and Joe Biden was able to steal now. He was able to win. Sorry.
I don't understand here.
No, we were able to win the election.
Kamala Harris is very important.
Yes.
What does it mean to you?
De Blasio's pride and joy openly boasts that Biden was there to steal the election for Kamala, who is the real president. A proud image of de Blasio's pride and joy. Image altered to add the butterfly graphic
To obscure some of the ugliness, as a courtesy to our subscribers.
Clearly some honest outpouring of an inner ugliness come in the form of nude pics. So be prepared to see much more of this boasting about stolen election and a generous sharing of the real purpose served by the warm carcass foot indoor that Biden serves to deliver the payload of the left of Bernie Kamala Debbie Harris to be installed as the 47th president if they manage to keep the election rigged. The penchant for boasting by zealots often delivers some very useful tidbits of information that might otherwise be kept more of a secret. Some believe the ends justify the means approach of the left to follow Machiavelli's The Prince. But their approach is better aligned to and more accurately described in Rules for Radicals by their Saul Alinsky, and the liberal hive mind inspired by his doctrine often prioritizes boasting over strategy. Here Obama disrupts a funeral to express honesty via projection.
There are those in power who are doing their darndest to discourage people from voting by closing polling locations and targeting minorities and students with restrictive ID laws and attacking our voting rights with surgical precision, even undermining the Postal Service in the run-up to an election that's going to be dependent on mail-in ballots so people don't get sick. Now, I know this is a celebration of John's life. Some who might say you shouldn't dwell on such things. But that's why I'm talking about it. John was devoted his time on this earth fighting the very attacks on democracy and what's best in America circulate right now. He knew that every single one of us has a God-given power, that the fate of this democracy depends on how we use it, that democracy isn't automatic. It has to be nurtured. It has to be tended to. We have to work at it. It's hard. So he knew that it depends on whether we summon just a measure of John's moral courage to question what's right and what's wrong. Call things what they are.
Here, a leftist presents quite candidly their underlying motives for the censorship they overtly celebrate on social media. Here, Hillary shares that unless we did something to determine the outcome, there shouldn't have been an election. Even the vile lefties at the Young Turks found it unsettling.
But I do have the evidence of the tape here, and where she talks about what happened with the Palestinian elections in the Gaza Strip. And her comments on it are, at a minimum, unsettling. Let's listen.
Troubled me deeply. I do not think we should have pushed for an election in the Palestinian territories. I think that was a big mistake. And if we were going to push for an election, then we should have made sure that we did something to determine who was going to win.
Oh, boy.
And another apparent example of boasting/gloating variety comes in.
I posted this on my Facebook page and wanted to share it with the Instagram community. I'm so proud of my baby because, today, we did something that changed history, and we decided we will not be silent and allow evil to control this country. I was shocked, hurt, and deeply upset to see how many people support evil, racism, and ignorance, while counting many ballots for Donald Trump. I was almost in tears seeing how very few people wanted to support a black woman, become the first female vice president, or an excellent man named Joe Biden, while counting the ballots. Thank God my baby had a plan. And, today we put that plan into action, after those Trump supporting and Fox News thought they won, and left the building. My baby knew how racist Georgia was, and we knew how the vote was gonna go, so we resorted to Plan B. And now you see the results of my brilliant baby. Joe Biden is now the winner, and I'm looking at all of Georgia with a side eye, because I know, for a fact, that Georgia voted for Trump by the largest numbers, and if we didn't do what we did, he would have won Georgia. I've seen and I notice many black names who voted for Donald Trump, and that really bothers me because y'all the reason he won. My baby told me it's gonna be our own community who gonna make Donald Trump win, and she was right, because Donald Trump won. It's very sad. I was nervous about Plan B, but I'm glad we did it because it saved the country, and I will pray for forgiveness. If people find out what me and my baby did, we could be in a lot of trouble and possibly jail, so I would like to ask everyone to delete all the pictures, videos and live streams of me in the special ballots. The ones we create for us to win. They scanned excellent and increased Joe Biden numbers and helped him beat Donald Trump. I spoke to Dominion people and they said Plan B worked all across the country. Special thanks to Stacey Abrams, Keisha Lance Bottoms, and Raphael Warnock. Don't worry, Raphael, you gonna beat that white bitch because we did it for you. And Joe Biden better give us a pardon for it. LOL.
Warren Press provides over 300 commentaries on most subjects that serve as essential arguments for the salvation of American freedom. If you enjoyed this presentation, please visit our website, share this video www.warrenpress.com and subscribe to this channel. Be sure to click the notification bell to subvert YouTube's efforts to reduce exposure to truth.